All right, y'all. I know y'all been waiting on this video. And I was supposed to do it like a week ago, but I got distracted with school. School just started in. The semester just started in. I'm trying to get my kids situated, stuff like that. I'm trying to get my kids situated, trying to find the time to do it. It's not gonna be a long video, but it's just like it's been heavy. Like, girl, you need to make a video right now. You need to make it. And I've just been trying to find the time in between school, working out, being a mother, being a wife. You know, I just been having a lot of stuff going on, but I always wanted to get back to this video. But in the last 2 years, I've been pregnant. I had 2 babies in 1 year. Last year was a tough one for me. I was supposed to have my baby this month at the end of the month, but I ended up having a premature baby, so she came earlier than expected. She was supposed to be born this month, but she was born in November of 2022. So I had 2 babies in 1 year. So I've been just trying to adapt to having a newborn, a 10-month-old, being a family, a woman in school. I got a lot going on. So, but anyways, what inspired this video today was, I had went to my hairdresser like not too long ago, and I was talking to her, and we started talking about my testimony, and she had never seen the videos that was posted on YouTube and stuff. Shout out to Crystal Manuel. She go hard on the sew-ins and a lot of stuff. And so I pulled it up for her, and I had ran into this video that this other girl made for me less than a month ago, talking about my story per usual. And I commented on her post and told her I hope she get the recognition that she's looking for, because it's just funny to me when I hear people trying to tell my story. But somebody once told me it's gonna be a million and one stories to your story, but it's only 3 parts to your story, they side, and truth. So I'm gonna tell my story the way I want to tell it, and the way that it went. Because the thing is this: although my memory is a bit fuzzy, I still remember things. I'm talking about things that were detailed about my story. Some things are blurry, some things I don't remember, some things I still dream about. I still dream about my significant other at the time. But originally I wanted to make this a book. So I'm working on it later on this year. It's taking me some time, but God said the same, it'll happen this year. So I'm working on a book. And it's gonna be a sequel. Actually it's gonna be a sequel. So that's my plans for it. But I'm gonna just tell y'all what I can tell y'all now. And another thing that inspired this video, this part 2, is the fact that I tell people in my situation, it's not no justice. It's not no justice because for his family, they lost somebody they loved, I lost somebody I loved, and the whole moral of the story is my kids lost their father. So it's like in my situation, I know a lot of people feel like justice helps, but it don't bring the person back. It don't bring the person back, no matter if the person that did it go to jail or, you know, die or whatever the case may be. It doesn't bring the person back. And at the end of the day, I'm still a prisoner in my own mind with this situation. So I tell people all the time, yeah, you might see me now, you know, I'm smiling and I'm living my life, but the internal scars are still there. I still have dreams about this. I still have nightmares about this. It's a never ending situation that replays in your mind even when you don't want to think about it. I remember for 4 or 5 years after this situation happened, I refused to celebrate Mother's Day. I refused to celebrate Mother's Day because for me, it was a reminder, you know, that I lost somebody that I loved on a special day. Then right after that was his birthday, which is June the 5th. I didn't want to celebrate on none of them days. I went into a dark place for a long time. I had to seek therapy when I was incarcerated and when I wasn't incarcerated. That's what y'all don't know. I was in jail in suicide watch because mentally I couldn't grasp the fact that the person that I loved was gone. I was on medication, you know, psych medication, Respitar, Rumroids. I was on things, Seroquel, you know, I was on things. I had to seek help after the fact, you know, of this situation. I had to seek help because mentally I went into a depression because my mind wasn't wrapped around the fact that this person that I spent 7 years of my life with wasn't coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to really live and grasp that, you know, like, you really killed somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that you love, not intentionally, but you took the life of somebody you love with your own hands. I had to deal with the detachment my firstborn had to go through when knowing that his father, he would wake up and his father wasn't there. He was spoiled over his father. All he knew was his father. So I had to grasp that. That's why I be telling people, like, when I talk about my situation, it is so much. It's deep. It's deeper than what y'all think it is. Like, I had to live with so much for a long time, you know, because it was steps, and I needed mental healing. I needed spiritual healing. I needed to find God. I needed to find God deep, you know, to even get to the point where I'm at right now. You know, that's why I say it's nobody. You know, everybody has a but God story. This is my but God story, because if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't be making this video. I wouldn't be talking to y'all. I wouldn't be in the headspace that I am. I still would be social media shy. I couldn't sit on here and talk to y'all about my story. But nevertheless, I'm here today. So I'ma just get on with it. So I'ma take y'all way back to the beginning. Okay. I was 13 when I met Clifton. I was 13 years old. We met at his cousin's house. My grandmother and his mama had a mutual friend, a mutual family member. We met at his cousin house. Whitney and Carlos. Yeah, we met at their house. Miss Vanilla house. So at the time I was young, I liked the boys with hair. So when I first met JR, I didn't like him. Off top, I didn't like him. It wasn't until a week later that I realized, okay, I like him, because every time I come over here, I want to see him. Okay, big. You know, teenagers, puppy love, they ain't really that serious. So, well, I met him, and before I met him, I never thought about, you know, see, when I was growing up, a lot of females my age, they was losing their virginity. You know what I'm saying? I was born in 92. I'm not gonna tell y'all my age, but y'all could probably get that information from Facebook or whatever. But a lot of females my age, they were losing their virginity. To me, I wasn't really caring about sex. You know, I was kind of more so I was kind of like pushed into losing my virginity, because people was telling me all kind of stories like, if you don't lose it right now, it's gonna hurt when you get older, you know, stuff like that. But this is irrelevant to my story. But long story short, I'm saying it to say that he was my first. Until I met him, I didn't care about sex. I didn't wonder about it. I didn't think about it. It wasn't something I was interested in. I knew girls my age was doing it, but I was like, I don't care, like, you know. So he was my first. So that was the first thing. He was my first. I loved him enough to feel like I wanted to give him a part of me that was special. So, okay. When I got to know JR's family, it was like, it was kind of dysfunctional. But, you know, my family dysfunctional too. So, hey, you know, we two dysfunctional people with two dysfunctional families, you know. So we, you know, his mama, at the time I was hearing stories about how she was a off and on crack addict, you know, drug addict. And the family was just, you know, they would bicker and, you know, they would bicker and argue a lot. Like, JR used to put his hands on his sister. Like, he used to fight on his sister and stuff. You know, one of his sisters, he used to fight on her. They call her, you know, allegedly Pooh, whatever. So, he used to fight on her a lot, and they used to, you know, they used to fight a lot. Now, sometimes they had gatherings and they got along, but for the most part, you know, families are, they have, people have dysfunctional families. I'm not here to judge because mine was too. Like, what siblings don't fight, you know? But my brother didn't fight on me like JR fought on his sister, like, that's for sure. So that should have been a, you know, a red flag for me right there. The fact that his mom was okay with me spending the night over there at 13 should have been a red flag right there too. So, you know, for the most part, you know, me and his family, we got along, you know, on and off, we got along. But what I came to realize later on in our relationship was that JR was more closer to his grandmother. See, JR has a grandmother that stays in Woodville. And she raised him. Later on, his mother told me that his father beat her so much that she didn't want JR because JR reminded her of him. And so every time she would look at JR, it would remind her of his father that used to beat her. I mean, even some of the stories that she told me about him beating her kind of, you know, exist with the same stories about him putting his hands on me. But we're going to get into that too. But I'm giving y'all, I'm not sparing no details. So, the first time that I heard that, I was like, okay, well, you know, at the time I wasn't exposed to him putting his hands on me. So, I mean, it didn't matter to me none. So, you know, around, I'm gonna say my 6th, 7th grade year, my grandma had got really sick. So we had to move with my auntie on the other side of town. So I knew I wasn't gonna see JR no more. So, at that point we split, but we would still keep in touch at school, you know, just talking from a distance, you know. So when I ran away from my auntie them house, me and JR, we got back together. So at the time, his brother had a house on Magnolia Street with a girl that he had met from Houston. And at the time, he was going through, you know, physical abuse. His girlfriend was beating him. So, you know, like I said, it's crazy to me, you know, how this family, you know, it's like they refuse to see the down part in this whole situation. Like I said, it's two things that inspired this video today. This girl that just made a video of me about a month ago, and I had received a comment on my notification from YouTube probably a week ago from one of his sisters. The youngest one, she was real young when this happened, but she was womanish, so she pretty much remember everything that happened, and she seen the abuse too. So, you know, she had made a comment on my profile, so I was my video. So that's in the comments if y'all want to go look at that too. So for a long time, I refused to even go back and forth with the family because it's like, y'all so full of hate, you know what I'm saying? Y'all missing the whole big picture here. So, but we about to break it down. I'm about to tell y'all everything. You know, I'm just flying through the beginning of me and JR relationship because they don't even matter. But it mattered because in the beginning, he didn't put his hands on me. It wasn't there. So after we split up and he went and stayed with his brother on Magnolia Street, and his brother was going through a relationship where his girlfriend beat him. Allegedly Troop, what allegedly Frednisha beat him. Me and JR kind of, we got back in touch. We was kicking it, you know. Still, I was doing my thing, he was doing his thing. We weren't serious, you know. We was just going back and forth, but nevertheless, he was still my first. So, okay, time passed a little bit. He got his first apartment in these apartments called Autumn Cove. We stayed there for a while. Like I said, when we was there, it was his first apartment. His mama still couldn't stand me, you know. you know, she stopped liking me because of her boyfriend. You know, that's a whole nother story. But we had an altercation and everything over whatever. But after that, me and her got real cool. But she had got an apartment for him out there in his name, so we moved out there. Okay, we lost that apartment. We had ended up moving to Woodville. That's when I got to know his grandmother cared about him more than his mom. Like, okay, I understood why JR was, for me, looking at the family situation, like JR was the black sheep of the family, because Troop, his brother, allegedly, Troop he always down talked to JR like he was better than JR. Like, he always down talked to JR. Like, his mama, I literally watched them treat him like the black sheep of the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I moved with him and his grandma in Woodville, I kind of understood it. Like, okay, well, this is his home to him. This is where he feel like he getting love, because his grandmother spoiled him. That's when I met his daddy. Looked just like him. I'm talking about scary. Looked just like his daddy. And I met his dad's girlfriend, Shauna. So I met where he was from. Where they from. I went out there, stayed with JR for a little while. Okay, I got pregnant with my first baby, 2019. Hold on, not 2019. What year was it? Okay, Demore 13. 2009, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting old. I got a lot of kids. I got 5 kids. Okay, so 2009, I got pregnant with Demorian. So I got pregnant with Demorian. We stayed in Woodville for a little while. Then I believe me and his grandmother. Okay, yeah, when I was pregnant. No, before I got pregnant, this is the first time he put his hands on me. Before I found out I was pregnant, we staying in Woodville. One day we dropped his friend out to some apartments, and his friend had threw me a comment like, she pretty, you know, something like this. So when his friend got the car, he choked me, and he was like, stop wearing them shorts out the house, because this is Woodville. He said, everybody around here, they sleeping with each other. So the minute they see something new from somewhere else, everybody want it. You know what I'm saying? So that made him mad. So that's the first time he put his hands on me, he choked me. So that's when later on I found out I was pregnant. So when I found out I was pregnant, me and him used to get into it in his grandmother's house. And he used to he used to do stupid stuff like choke me, lock me in a room or stuff like that. And his